Hey guys, it's Alabama Gemstones here. Getting back with y'all to show y'all some of what I found yesterday, and yeah, it's quite a find. And I haven't even busted many of these open at all, but the ones I have cut before my blade went kaput on me. Look at those beauties. Beautiful stuff. Then also, cool thing about paint rock is you will also get some magnificent blues. Which, of course, the majority of paint rock really is just chalcedony and quartz in there. But it makes for a very, very beautiful gemstone. This is a cool one I really like. And get it to focus. That's what the front of it looks like there. Now, show another one here. This one I think I showed yesterday in the video. I busted it open out there because I didn't think it would have anything in it. It just did not. I don't know. You know, you pick up some and you just feel it. They're going to be good rocks, good gems. This one didn't feel like it. And while it's not that great a quality, it's still extremely beautiful. Last one I was able to actually cut across. Look at that. Pinks, reds, blue, bit of purple, and as you can clearly see, a terrible cutting job. I missed that mark in just a bad way, but it's alright. And I think I said this yesterday, but let me say it again. I really am sorry that I have not put many videos up lately. I have been covered up with my career, my day job, and has me on the road a lot and staying busy. So I will definitely be trying to put more up here in the future, in the near future. This is, I mean, as far as that external looks go, how I found it, that is a pretty cool piece. Oops. Solid through and through. Give you an idea of what to look for, you know, when you're walking the creek banks looking for this stuff. It can look really pretty on the outside. Some of the reds and blues can poke through, but it's hard to notice that when these things are also caked in mud. But I look for this general pattern, I guess, or the way the top of it looks. You can get the idea and train your eyes to it pretty quick. Now this one here, it's not paint rock, but I thought, you know, you just sometimes find a rock you think's really cool, and I thought this one was. Might be like low grade, but it's definitely no jimminess to it. Little quartz in it. It's got some pretty reds, like yellow lace, it looks like. It's like someone came in after the rock was formed and just, with like a bottle, just poured color around it. It's really cool. Now, this, I'm kind of excited to see what it looks like on the inside, because you can already see the red and blue poking through a little bit. There's some blue and some quartz shining through there. Now, I'm skipping the process I usually do, would be to clean them pretty thoroughly and to then put them in an acid bath and let them sit there for a day or two and then bust them. I don't know why I do it in that order, but I do usually. But I kind of came in later on last night and got them cleaned up. Came back out here a while ago and started cleaning up on them, and I'm going to go straight into busting them. But I'm just realizing that I did not prepare well, and I did not bring the mallet I wanted. So I'm going to use my handy dandy rock hammer and get some of the smaller ones and see how that does. Now, I know all of you out there that do this, regularly, already know or have your own method of how you like to bust it. For those of you who don't know, I will say that always do it outside. Wear protective eyewear, even though I'm not a shining example for that right now. But also, I like to take like an old towel that you clearly have no problem throwing it away because it's going to get destroyed. But wrap it up in a towel, and then you could bust it, that way. Once it does break, all of the little shards of crystal and all that mess will stay in the towel. It will, however, rip through the towel and leave this shining. So, yeah. But I'm not going to be busting really big pieces just yet, so I'm not all that worried about it. Plus, I pretty much got my crystal pathway right behind me, so anything that did blow off from here would just end up in that area. So, no harm, no foul. Anyways, let's get to it. I'm going to start with this one. Cool little piece. It's got some pretty solid stuff in there. So maybe it'll be full of color. Who knows? We shall see. Let's give it a shot. Sometimes it takes a few shots. Cool. So, good news. This is very good quality stuff. Well, for, what I'll be using it for, it is at least. Which I used to make jewelry out of it. Cut it, shape it, polish it, all that good stuff. Haven't been doing that too much lately. I've been so busy with other things that I've kind of slacked off on making the jewelry, because I've been doing a lot of my digital artwork, and that's a whole other thing I do. But I still like making nice little pieces to put on the mantle or TV stand, nightstand. For you hippies out there, You know what I'm talking about when I say having crystals around. Definitely is believed to, you know, contain a high frequency, good vibes, all that good stuff. So, and get my phone to focus, it'd be nice. But this is a beautiful piece. I was right. You know, if you're ever in doubt when you're out on the creek, bust it open. You know, these are pretty hard to bust though when they're solid. I'm not even gonna lie. But you have to get a pretty hard and heavy rock, and to do it, y'all just about watch me eat it big time. But anyways, yeah, if you ever in doubt of it, bust it open on the creek, because you might be throwing away something that's like this. Not that great looking on the outside, but once I knock away all this other stuff around it, cut it off, polish it, it'll be a beauty. No doubt about that. Also something I do, talking about putting where you put your gemstones, stuff like that. I put a lot of mine in, I have a big 55-gallon aquarium, I have my angelfish in, and a couple of others, and I'll put them in there, and you'd be surprised. Paint rock makes an amazing, like, you know, just the bedrock or whatever inside of an aquarium. Especially when you have good lighting in there, it really brings out the blues and pinks and all that. All right. God. Now that side of me's kicking in where I hate to even bust some of these open, just because, you know, I don't want to risk. I'm weird about that. Like, I hate risking fracturing a beautiful hunk of something like paint rock, and there being just a massive fracture through it, you know, or multiple fractures through it, and then, you know, you can't really do much with it as far as cabbing or anything like that. But to each their own, I guess. Let's give it another shot. This one. Well, let me show what I'm doing here. Taking this one that I found. I'm gonna bust into that and see. Who knows? I have a feeling it's got something solid in there. This one is hard to break. There you go. Whoop. Nope. Thought I did, but I didn't. Wow. There it went. Whoops. Let me wash this one off. There it is. Another great tool in any rock hounder's kit is going to be a good wire brush. My God, these things make all the difference. I am telling you. A regular brush is, the bristles are going to bend back as you're going across and not really get into those nooks and crannies. Wire brush will. At least it'll do it better than a regular brush, obviously. But, many of you already know this, but for those that don't, wire brush isn't going to hurt a gemstone like this, because these are, you know, crystal quartz, really, or in that family, and they're next to diamonds almost on the Mohs scale, so they're one of the hardest. So a wire brush is not going to scratch it or anything like that, and not to mention, not really going to worry about that too much anyways at this phase, because if you're cutting it, that's going to leave horrific scratches on it, and you're going to have to, you know, slowly get all that out. So just for those that didn't know, now you do. A wire brush, rock hammer, mallet, you know, for the bigger stuff, which I clearly am going to have to get. A little embarrassed that I didn't have that out already, but I was in a hurry to get out here. The brown spot there in it, in the middle, is that's crystal too. I just can't get all that off yet. So that'll be for a little later. And good example here, the one I just hit. This is it, the big piece of it, where that came out. So as you can see, meh, little bit, but not that good. Certainly you can't do anything with this for jewelry or anything, I wouldn't think. But yeah, still a cool piece. You can crush it up and bigger, you know, into smaller hunks and put them out, you know, for decoration or whatever. Doesn't really matter. They're beautiful anyways, I think. Not sure if this was like one of the first ones I held up, but in case I didn't, I was meaning to. I just wanted to kind of show this again. The yellow in that is awesome. You don't get that all the time in these. In the Greasy Cove agate, or Greasy Cove paint rock, or some will call it Greasy Cove agate, but you'll see some yellows, or those will have yellows. This paint rock from Northeast Alabama will have it. A lot of people consider that like yellow lace agate, and and from what I've seen at least, it definitely adds value to it for those that are out to sell their stuff. Well, that wasn't the one I just hit, but I don't remember breaking this one either. But anyways, must have broke on the way home. That's pretty cool. That'll be really cool once I get all of this cleaned out, drop it in some acid, just in case there was to be anything in there that will react to it and get eaten out of it. Especially if you have pieces, not necessarily paint rock, but pieces that have calcite on it, or anything really like, I guess, iron in it, anything like that. Drop it in muriatic acid. Use caution doing that because it's sulfuric acid practically, it is. So yeah, it can really do some damage if you got it in your eyes or on your skin and didn't get it off in a hurry. Well, wow. Alright. So I showed y'all the mud caked in here. I haven't been working at this for what, 30 seconds maybe. And wow, what a difference already. You might not be able to see that, but let me see if I can. There we are. All of that is quartz, druzy quartz and quartz. Look at those colors. That's pretty cool. So even the ones that are hollowed out kind of inside and caked with mud, it's not a loss. They actually, people call crystal quartz with, thunder eggs, and they're hollowed out inside and wrapped in quartz inside. Very beautiful stuff. However, more times than not, I'd say 7 out of 10 times you find something that's hollow inside. It's caked with mud, you can get that out, and it's still not that great. But then you get some that are. Alright. Well, there's one. Haven't even busted it. Found it like this. See if I can clean this up a little bit. I know I'm going over a lot of more novice or beginner things, but I want to also reach out to those people just starting in this, because I have gotten a lot of feedback from people asking me, not only, where can I go, but what do I do for this, what do I do for that, what's the best thing to clean with, or anything like that. So I'm trying to kind of touch on those things too, so my apologies for those experienced ones out there that are like, my God, man, I know this. Because the whole point of this channel, me doing this, is to, at the very least, just show people what I've taught myself and things I've kind of learned along the way, which I'm not always right. Not claiming to be. I just have my own way, my own method, and it works. I've self-taught myself the geography that I needed to know for this area. Teach yourself how to read a map. And when I say read a map, I mean like be able to find the areas, look at the topography of the land, mountain chain. Like in Alabama, you have the Appalachian mountain chain, runs from the top northeast, coming out of Chattanooga and all that, from Tennessee, down, and it stops in Jefferson County in Birmingham, Alabama, or right in that area. That is where all the action is, and just east of it too, because Georgia there, it's got a lot of good places as well on the border there with Alabama, but there's gold more so in central east part of Alabama, like due east of Jefferson County. There's more of the gold rich area, but north of that is where you're finding all this stuff, and kind of close to Scottsboro, Paint Rock, Alabama, and north of that, I'll tell y'all that's where I find these beauties, is north of Paint Rock. It's one of those towns that, like, if you're on 72 or 565, it's the same road. You're in it and you're out of it. It's that quick. So, but once you're there is a road. I think it's Highway 65, not Interstate I-65, but State Highway 65. It goes due north toward Tennessee. It goes up through Trenton and all that, and up in that area, that's where the magic is. Not to mention, for those of y'all that just love being out in nature, and I imagine all of you do if you're watching my channel, that area is something like you would see on like the Hidden Valley Ranch, the front of those ranch bottles, the advertisement for it. The most beautiful fields with the mountains all around you, and a lot of wildlife out there, and a lot of just natural beauty, stuff you don't see in big cities, and cities at all really. for those of you that can go out that way, I recommend it. There's public places to stop, you know, right off the road. You can stop and go down to the creek. And there's, you know, little overpasses over the creeks out there. And trust me, if you can get out to that area, you should be able to find what I'm talking about. I haven't got the guy's permission, so I don't want to like just say, hey, y'all go here, and then a literal crap ton of people show up out there, and he, you know, puts it in to letting that happen. I don't know. I would just, out of respect, want to ask him first. So forgive me for being a little cryptic on it, but I just want to have respect for that. But yeah, y'all should be able to find your way up there. And it's not like that's the one spot. Keep in mind, every paint rock video or anything with paint rock in it I've ever talked about or shown is all from that area. Different places out there though, so it's not that hard to find. Oh, I'm gonna get off here, but one thing I want to point out that I have really learned, and you know, it's something to think about. All of these, even, good God, this big beastie right here, which I'm probably going to be cleaning on for days alone. These were found on the surface. Look at this big brainy looking thing. Looks like a coral reef almost. But these were found on the surface. However, there have been some people I've seen recently going up to the walls of Jericho, that area. Look that up. That's a good spot. You can find the same type of stuff out there, but if you dig couple feet down, where the heavy stuff, you know, because you got to think, like, even on a creek, rocks are going to get tumbled by the water. However, whoa, that's a big wasp. However, the big heavy ones, like the two behemoths, Jesus, they're back to get their revenge on me. The two behemoths that I just held up, you got to think they're going to sink, much harder to move, and they're going to stay put and just go farther down with that wet ground. So if you get down there, you can find the ones that are this size, like I just showed, even that one, that very likely are going to be solid, like the first couple I showed, through and through, and have some of the most beautiful designs you've ever seen in them. I am going to run in and get a bite to eat, because I'm burning up out here, and get my mallet and bust a few of these, and I will get back with y'all and show y'all the outcome of those. Alright, y'all have a good one, stay safe, and enjoy. It's a beautiful day. Hey guys, I just wanted to say this real quick. I really appreciate everyone who's reached out and given a lot of support for what I'm doing. That's what inspires me to make these videos, and I plan on making a bunch more. Kitty, go on. And yeah, I would like to also give a shout out to Eternally Even on Instagram. She had reached out to me very recently, and we talked about rock hounding and shared some tips with each other, and she's a true rock hound, and I really appreciate it. That kind of got the ball rolling for me to want to get out and make another video. Also, y'all can, if you do like artwork, stuff like that, you can find me on Instagram at duff.arts, and also on Twitter. I'm known as Duff. The work I do always have the emblem Duff Arts on it, so you'll know what you're looking for when you get there. But yeah, I just wanted to say thanks, and I hope y'all have a good one. And look me up on there. Shoot me a message if you have any questions, stuff like that. I'll do my best to answer it. And if I don't know, I'll tell you I don't know. But yeah, y'all have a good one. Stay safe and enjoy yourselves.